how we can hide certain things about ourselves from ourselves. Looking back on my own past, my own journey, there was a fear that I had that my mind sort of hid away from me. People that fear being seen comes in all shapes and sizes. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Evolve with Alana. Hi, I'm Alana. So today, I have been thinking a lot about the mind, about how we can hide certain things about ourselves from ourselves, how we can have fears that we don't truly know, but we exhibit them anyway. Looking back on my own past, my own journey, there was a fear, in fact, there were several fears, that I had that my mind sort of hid away from me. Right now, there's this trend of this fear of being seen. When you think of someone who is afraid of being seen, you think someone who is always in a small corner, who doesn't go out much, and ultra recluse, who doesn't see anybody and no one knows is there. But I'm here to tell you that people that fear being seen comes in all shapes and sizes. For me, for instance, the fear of being seen was almost laughable. You see, I am a classically trained actor. Getting up on stage and speaking in front of people was no problem. Developing a character, being emotional in front of people was something that was second nature to me. But as I got on my own journey, I had a discovery of me being seen. You see, even right now in front of this camera, so that you can see me and my thoughts and my words, deathly scared me. One of the things I used to say I loved about acting was that in acting they would give you what words to say, because I felt I was so tongue-tied in what to say at what moment and how to do things. But the moment that it became me, all of a sudden I got tongue-tied, didn't know what to say, didn't know how to act, how to feel, how to do things. And as I look back at that portion of my life when I was afraid of truly being seen, there were a couple traits that I held that kept me from being myself, kept me from relationships, kept me from truly being myself. And maybe you can look at some of these traits and reflect them back on your own life and see if you hold any of them. The first trait is an easily looked over one. You are busy. But not just any busy. You're busy for the sake of being busy. It's not like you are rushing around with your own little list of your own things to do. No, you have agreed to more things than you can handle. If someone comes up to you and asks you, hey, can you help me move on Saturday? And you think back in your head, and I'm like, okay, so I've done the work and everything. Yeah, I can help you move. And then someone else asks you, well, I have this big report I'm supposed to do, and can you help me on that? And you think, I'm a nice person. Of course I can help you on that report. And then another person says, hey, we're going out to this party. I haven't seen you in a long time. Can you go? And you think, okay, I can go to this party. That party can go right after I help with the project. And then it's like, oh, the day after that party, there's this big banquet that we need help for. We need you to help set up the banquet with me. It's having a hard time for me. And then you think, okay, I can do the help with the banquet. And then all of a sudden, your entire weekend, your entire week is stacked upon item upon item upon item, that you're always going, you're always moving forward. And you have no time for yourself. You've said yes to every single person. Yes, those people are your friends. They're your loved ones. They're family. But when you say yes to everyone else, you're saying no to yourself. You bend your likes and dislikes to accommodate them. You bend your will to accommodate them. You have not solidified who you are. You just don't want to rock the boat. You just want everything to run smoothly. In your busyness, in all the craziness, you just want to move smoothly. You don't want to offend. You just want everything to run. But at what sacrifice? Your own sanity, your own sense of being yourself. The second way that we exhibit our fear of being seen is that we avoid talking about ourselves. I've exhibited this and I've witnessed it. When you ask someone how they are, and then they run into a whole 15, 20-minute monologue of how their kids are doing, how their husband is doing, how their best friend is doing. Everything what these people are doing, but nothing but what they are doing. It sort of looks like, hey, how you doing? And the person would go, oh, Oh my God, did you hear what happened to Sandy? Sandy was caught down by the river with John, and then John went there, and then did you know that Auntie Belle did this? Sort of like gossiping. They gossip. It's a cycle of gossiping of what's going on all around the world, but nothing to do with yourself. When was the last time you told someone about what was going on in your life? That you might be struggling in accepting something, or that you were given an award. You see, we're all taught to be humble about who we are. But we sometimes misinterpret it in our mind and feel like we don't deserve it. We don't deserve the life's spotlight to be shined on us. So we deflect it and move it somewhere else. In fact, this brings me to the next trait, is that when that spotlight is spotlights you, it gets deflected. You deflect it. When someone is praising you for your work, you may use self-deprecating humor to get that spotlight off of you. Someone may say, "You did such a good job on that project." And the next thing out of your mouth is, "Well, it was a lot of long nights," or, "Well, it was John really helped me so much." That humility of not accepting praise is a hard trait even for me to break. In fact, this is one of the harder traits that I have. So often people would give me a compliment and I would point out all the bad things about me, because I felt like someone should not hold me in such high regard. It just had to be tarnished just a little bit. This is one of my core traits, because even my father, at a young age, saw me doing it. And he gave me some advice on getting over it. He told me to accept the compliment, accept the praise that one gives you. Because it's in that praise you're accepting the other person. The last trait that that you have if you are afraid of being seen is using technology as a shield. Yes, using technology as a shield. I know some of us have this image of someone using technology as a shield as that maybe teenager who is always puts the phone in front of their face at the family dinner while everyone is sitting at dinner and not looking up. Yes, that is an extreme example, But we as humans, we have learned to put technology as a shield of connection from connecting with a real person, with our environment around us. Excuse me. How often, while we're traveling from one place to another, from home to work, or from school to our activities, from while we're doing our errands, do we turn the music on? Listen to a podcast? That music, while we're traveling, creates a shield, creates a little bubble inside of our car, inside of our own little world. That way, we don't pay attention to what's going on around us. There's no opportunity for someone else around you to interact with you. Yes, in cars, people can interact with you from another car. How often have you been at a stoplight and you turn to your left and you see someone in their car just jamming out to a song and you're like, wow, they're in their own world and they never see you? For those of us that take public transportation, how often do you put on those earbuds and go out and walk and be amongst people, or take out your phone and just start playing a game on your phone, not realizing the people around you? I've seen people do that on the subway here in New York, not realizing that a famous actor is sitting right next to them the entire time and then gets off at the subway. They weren't aware of their surroundings. They didn't open themselves to interactions, true interactions between people. These are hidden traits of a hidden fear of being seen. When I realized I had these traits, I knew I had to do something. I had to change my traits. I had to acknowledge that I had this fear of myself being connected to the world, connected to others. I had that fear of being seen. So what can I do to break it? Well, the first thing I had to do is that I had to share my opinion in conversations with my friends and family. Share those small tidbits, those things that I like. Maybe it was just a little bit of food or a favorite movie that I had. I used to love telling people that my favorite movie was the movie Anaconda, the one with Jennifer Lopez and Jon Voight. Yeah, that crazy ass movie. I used to love telling people that. The next thing to break this wall, I would share a little bit of myself, a little bit of my childhood, a little bit of my day, what happened to me physically. by sharing my life, by sharing my ongoing life story, I have that connection. I can strengthen that bond and allow people to see who I am. The third way I would break this fear of being seen is that when the spotlight is on me, I would envelop it fully. I wouldn't try to deflect it to other people, to other family, to other friends. I would say thank you. Like I said before, saying thank you validates the other person. The way that they see you, it validates them. And if someone wants to praise you, let them. You are deserving of praise. And the fourth thing that I would suggest for you to break this fear of being seen is to put away the technology. I know it's really rough now, but maybe when you go out and you travel, maybe just turn off the music, turn off that podcast. Put down the phone and not play that game and just enjoy being where you are, your awareness. See what kind of day it is that you're driving down that road. What are the cars that are around you? What are the people inside those cars look like? Are they young? Are they old? Oh, did you see that there's a new store that just opened up down the street? Or did you catch a glimpse, even in our concrete world, of animals, parrots? I remember when I went home to Florida, I was driving and I saw, I guess the only thing I could say was a flock of green parrots that had flown and landed in a tree. I had asked a couple other people in the car, hey, did you see those parrots? And of course they were on their phone. They hadn't seen anything. So with that technology-free moments, be aware, be present, be here. Because when you're aware and present and here, you can be seen by everyone. And everyone can see you. And you no longer become an NPC of someone else's life. You can become a true person, a true player in everyone's game of life. I hope you liked this video. If you liked it, please like, share, and subscribe. And down in the comments below, tell me where you're from. I'd love to find out. So I'll see you next time Bye bye.